Hello, 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 hello. Hello, how are you today? My name is Praise Forward, and I'm super excited in your way again today. It's such an awesome privilege, and I'm excited to be back again on PFthinks. If you've been following me since last week, I did mention the fact that we were migrating from the 3 a.m. session to 1 p.m. Some of you an evening session. Well, if you prefer evening, say a 5 p.m. kind of thing or 6 p.m., please just let me know. Then I will consider it because a lot of people are at work and they're saying that they're missing out on the 1 p.m. Session. Anyway, I want to say thank you very much for all of you who have joined again today. I am super excited because every time I come, you guys are always here. And since last week, I've been looking at three songs, which is the three critical keys that you need to understand if you're going to achieve your target this year, right? There are three keys that we all know so well. We all quote, especially for those of us who are Christians, we talk about them, but we never know how to effectively manage them. Okay, it seems that I'm having more people want me to do this in the evening. Okay, so I am going to seriously consider that. Let me know the time that works best for you. You want me to do 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m.? What time works best for you? You can type the time down. Then I will consider and I will change because I want the best of times for you. Now, I started looking at three some last week, the three powerful keys to unlocking unlimited wealth and everything you want, right? And I realized that even though many of us talk about it, we never practice them, we never use them because we always think for other people. So someone has someone in mind that he could walk up to and ask for what he needs. What if there are other people who are smarter, better than me? Trust me, many of us were defeated not by the person we're going to meet. We were defeated by our self-sabotaging patterns, or what I call our pathological critic. Your pathological critic is that voice in your head that kicks in. It seeks to protect you, but oftentimes it sabotages you. That voice that tells you, don't try it, you are not yet right. In fact, it comes in form of some quotations like, if you appear before your time, you may disappear before your time. Says, that's not to say don't prepare. But what oftentimes we go to another extreme where people never dare what they want to dare because they're afraid of what will happen. Like I mentioned last week, that you always need to ask the question, what is the worst that will happen if I do this? And what will not happen? When you look at what will happen and you see what will not happen, you can now move ahead and do what you have to do. I would rather get into error based on my decision than still get into error based on someone else's inaction. So this demand is what drives our world. You need to understand that life will give you what you demand, not what you desire. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. And that's why you see all kinds of people, I wish, I want this. I wish God can just test me with money. That's never going to happen. If you want money, you got to go in there and demand for money by offering values. So I talked about the three power keys to unlimited wealth. I talked about the power of asking, which I did justice to. If you missed those sessions, that session, you can go to my YouTube page and subscribe and follow me on YouTube. You need to go there right now. Now, the power of ask, where I said life only gives your demand, not your desires, which means only those who ask are qualified to receive. And I said, you can never find what you are not intentionally looking for. And that's why only those who seek desperately and search are qualified to find. Today, I look at the final key, which is the power to knock. Okay, the power to knock. Success is motion sensitive. It only responds to the fastest finger. There is nothing you want to do that is not in someone else's mind. Has it ever happened to you before? You wanted to do something, but you were procrastinating. You were trying to keep it. You didn't want people to know about it. Before you knew it, you turn on the TV, and you realize that someone else was already doing it. And you say, oh, he stole my idea. He didn't steal your idea. Never, ever assume that any idea is your idea, right? God is not going to be stranded based on what he wants to do. The person that responds to the idea fastest is the person who owns the idea. In fact, the person who patents it and registers the idea is the owner of the idea. So oftentimes, many people have doors they want to open, right? But they do not move near the door enough. They keep thinking, okay, once I pray, God will just supernaturally open the door. You see, after prayer, I tell people that the greatest strategy that exists is spiritual science, wherein prayer is a sign. That a science that makes you entreat the heaven for heaven to down answers, but heaven will not move for you. So if you're praying to God, right, Dr. says that prayer is earthly for heavenly interference. That if you entreat God, I want to make $2 million this year, right? The prayer, and you listen, right? The divine power will show you the product service that you need to trade, because on this planet nobody's going to walk on your door and knock and say, Mr. Praise, as I was praying, God just told me to come and give you 2 million. Right? That can happen, but it's not all the time. That many of us, we need to understand the strategy behind prayer, because prayer gives you instruction, but you have to go ahead to carry out what the instruction says. The problem is many of us want harvest, but we don't have sickle. So you have sown, but you say you have no harvest. What skill, what power do you have in your hand? I love that verse that says, wherever the soles of your feet shall tread upon. If you read it in the original Hebrew translation, that word is not feet. What it says is, wherever the skill, the power, the competence that I have placed in your hand will find expression in the desired sector, and you apply it with wisdom in a way that that skill becomes indispensable, that government, that country, or that sector will open up to you and it will accept you. That if you are the one who finds a cure to cancer, finds a cure to corona, the whole world will open up to you. The problem is, many of us, we don't trade with the skills we have in our hand. And even when we now have that skills, we do not knock, right? So you have been asking, you have been seeking, which is searching. Now you need to take action and knock. So here are the questions. Number one, what door do you want to open, right? It's called the principle of hacking. The principle of hacking says, if you have someone that you want to go and meet and get a yes from, you need to hack into their software. What that means is the personal identification software, which is basically, you need to dimension the person, do a strategy session. Who is this person? What does he like? What are his strengths? Who are his family members? Who knows him? Where does he hang out? What are his hobbies? You need to do an intentional understudy and understanding of the person whose door you want to go and knock, right? I saw a movie, Out of Limit, yesterday on Netflix, and it's a movie about the future. And I kept thinking that if people power of hacking, they will be more successful, because the guys showed up and there was an human android, the android military man, and the android downloaded his entire information, right? That is what you need to do. You need to ask yourself, what door do I want to open? Number two, what is the key to opening the door? Let me say this to you, the wrong door key will never open the right door, even if you add prayers to it. I'll say that again. The wrong key will never open the right door, even if you had prayer and fasting. That if you don't find out what key opens this door, that's why it talks about the keys of the kingdom. There is a key that unlocks prosperity. There's a key that unlocks, that unlocks everything you desire. There is someone with the key. There is the language of the key. There is the sector of the key. There is the environment of the key. If you don't have the right key, you would realize that you become frustrated. I was having a colleagues at work last week. I was doing a one-on-one with all of them, right? So I was asking one of them, what's the highest amount of money you have ever seen in your life, and where did it happen? And she said to me, at the club. I said, how much was it? She said to me, a guy came to the club and he blew 12 million on booze. So I said, what was going through your mind? She said she was wondering about it. Her friends told her that, there is someone else who spends more than that. So I said to her, what goes through my mind? And she said what was going through her mind was the fact that there was someone else who is praying, trusting God for house rent, yet someone is somewhere and is blowing 12 million on drink. And she was like, life is not balanced. And I said, wait, about environment, and location. That if you decide where you find yourself, you can fix yourself where there is lack. And all they talk about is about we are believing God for house rent and believing God for to buy a car. But you can be somewhere else where they don't have that conversation. Whatever they want to do, they buy. I told my accountant, go and find out the most expensive island in Lagos, and if you want to buy it up. And he came back this morning, and he said he found it to be 60 million US dollars. He said, I didn't even know that there are places they sell for in dollars in Nigeria. And I started laughing. I said, what happened to you? He said, my mind became stretched. Guys, there is a key to opening every door this year, right? If you don't respect the door, you don't respect the key, you don't respect the custodian of the key, you would realize that you will do everything and you'll be frustrated. This is, if you live in Africa, that does not respect competence. Your competence will find expression in first world countries. Here, you need to match competence with the politics of the competence. If we call it superior relationship skills, if you could go on Amazon, you will find my book, The 8 Lines of Work. That will show you how to operate in Africa. So what is the key to opening the door? So there is the door, there is the key. Number 3 question, who has the key to opening the door? And who do I know that knows the person that has the key? If you follow the outline I'm giving you, trust me, you will break every record. You will take your financial life to another level, because there is always someone who is in charge of everything. God is not going to come down by himself. So who has the key to opening the door, right? And who do I know that knows someone who has the key? If you know the person who has the key, there is this someone that you can, which means you are back to seek. Means they work all hand in hand. You are back to ask. So you ask around, then you seek out the person who has the key, or someone who knows the person who has the key. The next question, how many times am I willing to knock the door before it is open? How many times am I willing to knock before it's open? A woman came to Jesus, from what I read, and she said, Jesus, come and heal my son. And what was the response of Jesus? It is not right to give what belongs to children to dogs. Invariably, if you understand philosophy and logic, Jesus actually called that woman a dog. But the woman focused on what she wanted. And she said, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the children's table, because the same material for the bread is the same material for the crumb, right? And Jesus eventually acceded to a request. Many of us give up too easily. Many of us are very proud. Once you experience a bit of restraint, even when it's a test, you say to yourself, it's not his fault, it's a condition that makes a fridge bend. If not that things went bad, why should I be going? Excuse me, the question is, do you want what you claim you want? If you want what you claim you want, no matter of shame, no matter of blackmail, will stop. In fact, you will not be distracted by them, because your end is on what your eyes is on the ball. Many of us are distracted by the noise. You now forget what you want because you have been insulted. You restate the question that you want. So how many times are you willing to knock on the door before it is open? The next question you must ask, is it a door that you can open from within, or the one that you can open from the without? If it's a door from within, it's faster, because it means you have inside information. You have someone who can plead, an advocate within the system that can plead your case and say, I know him, I endorse him, this is my beloved protege, this is my beloved person, take him. That's how it works in Africa. That's why you find some people in authority and you are wondering, he doesn't speak good English, he's not competent, yet he's in authority. Why? There is someone within who endorsed him, and it's very bad because it messes up the system, but that's how it works. So you need to ask yourself, don't just say, why is it the same people they are appointing? Why are you not showing up on the radar? Should be the right question. So is it a door that can open from within, right? Which means you need to build relationship. We are back to networking. You need to build relationship from within across board, so that when your name show up on the radar, there are people standing up for you. But if it's a door that must open from without, then you need to be daring. From within, your name is endorsed. From without, you need to show up by faith, right? But if you're going to show up by faith and you are daring, you need to understand Palace Protocol. Palace Protocol is the behavior environment you want to go into. It's called the territorial principle, which says in your domain, you are king. Where you are going, you are a subject. In Palace Protocol, there's how to dress, there's how to show up. You need to understand the concept of mirroring. right? And where mirroring and modeling, wherein you understand the person you're going to see, you know the way they dress, you know their manners, you know how they size people up, and you dress the part, you show up like the person they want to do business with. You must understand the language of that door. So if you are daring, you better do your homework very well. And if you're daring, sometimes because they don't know you, they may say no to you. But that is where I talked about the human orb, right? Wherein you dare them as well to say, okay, you don't have to pay me. Let me do this for free for 1 month and show you what's possible. Test my result and do business with me on the basis of my result. If what you can do can actually work, you'll be willing to deliver it for free before you get a fee. It's called freemium to premium. The next question, what can limit me from knocking on that door? What can limit me from knocking on that door? Is it my belief system? Is it what about the reputation of the person? All kinds of things. People have defeated and said, man, he sleeps with everybody who say, me, I will not go and meet him. What have you met him? You give everyone the benefit of doubt depending on what you want for yourself. Then next question, what result do I truly want? Right? Once you are clear about all this and you have answered this, visualize to see what can happen when it's opened. If the door you truly seek is open, what can happen? How does it change your life? How does it affect your family? How does it affect, the kind of man and woman you become? How does it affect how well you can inspire the environment? How does it affect the people around you? Who will benefit if that door is open? How does it change your life forever? What kind of person? How fast does it take you to where you want to go with your life? These are things you need to close your eyes and visualize. Now, before you go, I want you to close your eyes. And I want to think of the best thing that can happen to you this year. Think of the biggest deal you can get this year that will change your life. I want to visualize the deal. What amount of money would it be? Right? What service will you render? Deal. I want you to visualize this in your mind. How much? $2 million? What business or service would you render? Product or service would you do that can give you this money? Visualizing in your mind. Who has the key to what you truly want? I want you to see that person in your mind. Let him show up in your mind. Is it a governor? Is it an MD? Who? Let the name, let the face show up. I want you to visualize yourself going to meet that person and making a request for the value you want, asking for the amount you want to deliver that value. See the man smiling at you, telling you we've been looking for you and we've heard about you. See him writing the check. See you deliver the job and deliver it exceptionally well, and see the man smiling for you, shaking your hand, giving you a hug, and calling his friends to recommend your service. Open your eyes. Guys, this is how to knock on the door. Every movie you've shown in your mind, seen in your mind, go ahead and start working on it. Do you need your proposal? Everything that must come out of you, let it pass the test of worship unto God, which means let it be above excellent. No comma, no problem, no defect. Let it be the best that exists. Only those who knock have the doors open to them. The doors you don't knock can never open, except it's a broken down door. So you need to go ahead and knock the door. Today is Monday. Pick your phone, call someone who knows someone who has the key, and go ahead, win, and succeed. And by the way, next week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to be in class teaching people for 3 days how to score your goal. It's stream 2. We did 1. If you have not registered for that class, go ahead right now and register. www.iampraiseforwhere.com/goal scoring. iampraiseforwhere.com/goal scoring. Trust me, it's a class that has changed people's lives. It's not just about scoring your goal. It will change your life. You will become one of the 20% that exist on the planet called the highly evolved personality. Number 3, you will master technical skills that can totally transform your life when it comes to how to recruit and how to effectively network. Then you will be able to goal you set for yourself and score your goals, especially when it comes to financial goals. You'll be able to exceed your target consistently this year. There is how, and the how is what we teach in class. You don't want to miss this for anything. If you're listening to me, you didn't meet your goal last year, it's not because of the devil. There were things you miss out. We will show you clearly in class. You will correct them by yourself. Then you will test your result and show me how you are scoring your goals so that you can also help others score their goals. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope this has been helpful. I'll be back again. I think I'll treat prospecting or something else. Whatever you want me to share, send me a DM, right? Whatever question you want me to answer, please send it to me. I will gladly respond to you. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow. Go and win. The future is in your hand. You can create it and you can score any goal you want. You can win any battle. No excuses. Lift your spirit above it and instruct it. Go knock, go seek, go ask, and trust me, every of your desires will come to pass. Thank you very much again. My name is Praise for Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.